Bully is a documentary I had a chance to see last night, and it's a documentary about how bullies can affect children and families in America. It's a documentary that tries to personally put you in the lives of these kids and the parents who are dealing with bullying. It's basically trying to raise awareness for bullying and the fact that bullying needs to stop and there needs to be consequences for bullying. And it's a documentary that can be very educational for not only kids but parents, but especially school authorities. Now, I've seen a lot of reviews for Bully, and I've noticed that people's opinions tend to hinge on two things. Number one, if you tend to be more of a politically minded person, you might look at this film and see a whole political agenda that someone who's a little bit more neutral or uninvolved might not even see. Number two, if you've ever experienced bullying before in your life, or if you haven't. I think these two things are really going to alter your opinion of this film, because I stayed afterwards, there was a huge question and answer, and it seemed like a lot of people who were involved more in politics and thought more about issues and projects and, you know, giving money to organizations and that kind of stuff. It seemed like they were a little bit more questioning of the film. And I think that the people who had experienced bullying before in the audience seemed to connect with it more because it was more of a personal film. It was more of something that they were able to relate to because they've experienced it before. And I'll just be honest with you, when I was in school I did get bullied a lot. I was not cool in middle school. It was just in middle school really. Elementary school and high school were fine. In middle school though, that's those weird changing years. It's where all the kids are going through puberty. They don't understand what's going on with their bodies. They don't understand what's going on around them. They're confused. And so I got a lot of bullying because I was a nerd. I still am a nerd. But back then it wasn't really in to be a nerd. Like nowadays you see people wear shirts that say geek is the new sexy, and you know, everyone's into various TV shows and they wear t-shirts about it from Hot Topic and stuff, and geek is now kind of in. When I was in school, not so much. I was huge on Dragon Ball Z, Star Wars, you know, all that stuff, movies, games. I was a big nerd. Now I'm 6'4". I was always tall. I was always taller than everyone else, so I never got physically picked on. No one ever had the balls to pick a fight with me. It was just in like 6th and 7th grade that I went through a lot of bullying, so I was able to connect a lot with the people in this movie. And for that reason, I think it's a very effective documentary. If you rate this movie based off of connecting with its audience and hopefully reaching the goal that it sets out to make, I think it's an effective documentary. I think if this documentary is shown at schools, if it's shown at principals, if people in authority, people who can make new rules at schools, people who can enforce this type of thing, see it, then I think that it will cause some waves and it will do well. It's also something that parents should be really aware of. They shouldn't be blinded to what's going on in their kids' lives at school. But the thing is, you know, kids are only going to tell their parents so many things. When you're in school, you're not going to want to tell your parents all the humiliating things that happen to you, more than likely. I have a way of seeing my demographics on YouTube. I can see the ages and the genders that watch my videos, and I know that the majority of the people who watch my videos are between the ages of 13 and 17. So I just want to say, if any of you guys are receiving bullying in school, if any of you guys are dealing with that, some people who are just rude to you on the internet, on school, wherever it is, I feel for you, I understand how that is, and I will tell you that it will go away. It will go away. It's going to end eventually one day. And it's one of the things that Bully made me think about, but the fact that the film had that and got my mind turning and the wheels in my head going, I have to commend it for that. I have a few problems with the documentary, and mainly they're technical issues, because I look at things from a directorial standpoint quite often. I really got annoyed with how often the camera went in and out of focus throughout this movie. It happens so many times. I know they're filming live events, and that's very difficult to get the focus right, but I mean, the entire movie just goes like in and out of focus over and over again. That's just a technical issue, though. Bully is a good documentary. I think it's effective at what it's trying to do. I'm not looking at it from a very political agenda or what's really behind this thing or what are they really trying to do. I viewed it as a film that's trying to express what children and their families are going through when they deal with this type of thing, and for that reason I think it's very effective. I'm going to give Bully a B. Do you guys have a favorite documentary? I know some of mine are like March of the Penguins or Super Size Me. Those are some really good documentaries. What are your guys' favorites? And as always, if you like this review, you can subscribe to my channel and get Stuckmanized.